Ah, the chaos of tarot. All the squires on the floor, kings racing around, hunters chasing and getting stunned every few seconds, hunters being terrified that they're going to get flared around every corner. Yet the game mode still retains most of its popularity, and there are lots of people who mostly play Identity V for tarot mode, especially in customs. A lot of streamers do this too. In tarot mode, some team compositions work and others don't work as much. So let's get into some strange and wacky team compositions and team strategies that you can employ to give yourself an edge in tarot mode. Barmaid may be one of the strongest kings if used in the right type of team compositions. Usually in a normal team composition she is still quite a strong king or squire, yet she's a little bit of a glass cannon, as I have mentioned in one of my previous videos. She has a high risk, high reward strategy, meaning that you can heal, but your healing can be interrupted by being hit by the hunter, unlike Doctor who can stop the heal and continue later on. But the fact that she can kite whilst healing is something that Doctor doesn't have, making her very strong in tarot mode, where it's almost a non-stop type of game mode. She also has access to more than just the 2 Dovlins that she normally has in her own kit, due to the fact that her teammates can also give her more Dovlins. This means that she can heal more times than anybody else could, apart from Doctor of course. One way of mitigating her weaknesses is with this first strategy, combining her with Cowboy. Now Cowboy, as you're going to see in a lot of these team compositions, is kind of a bit broken because his ability to carry people is very strong. What he can do is he can lasso Barmaid after she's taken her first drink. You can lasso her onto your shoulder and he can carry her. Why is this important is because if a hunter wants to hit the Barmaid, they must first hit the Cowboy. The Cowboy will then take the hit and the Barmaid can continue kiting without her healing being interrupted, thus giving her more time to heal. This strategy can be pushed even further by using Seer in your team composition. Barmaid as the king, Cowboy and Seer as the squires. The Barmaid would take the drink, the Cowboy would then lasso the Barmaid onto their shoulder, and then Seer would give an owl to the Cowboy. This would effectively block 2 hits instead of just 1, effectively making it almost impossible that the Barmaid would not be able to heal from that drink. This does take some team coordination, and I don't think you can just do it with randoms. In general, it might be a good idea for you to keep in mind. If there is no Cowboy on the team, then Seer can still use his owls to protect the Barmaid while she is healing, again giving her 1 hit to be able to escape without being interrupted in her healing. Be wary though, there are some hunters that can counter this type of strategy, most of them being those who can do some type of chip damage or some type of full damage from a distance. This is due to the fact that these abilities can knock you off of Cowboy's shoulder, effectively making it so that he never blocked the hit for you in the first place, leaving you open for a normal attack. Another variant for the stall damage strategy that we just talked about would be replacing Cowboy for Entomologist. Now Entomologist's strategy is a little less foolproof, but if you put Barmaid inside the bees and the Entomologist pushes her along, you can block some attacks and some special abilities from some of the hunters, meaning that the Barmaid will again be protected for some period of time. Combine this with the Seer and it should be a little bit more safer, especially since the bees move a little bit faster than just normal walking would. This strategy does have some holes though, due to the fact that Entomologist is standing still and is an easy target. Also the fact that the bees don't block all types of attacks, depending on the range that the hunter is from you. Now, going back onto Cowboy, as I said before, he is a little bit broken in this game mode. There are a lot of strategies that he can be used in, not only on the defensive, but also on the offensive, because he can affect not only his team, but also the enemy team too. The first team strategy that we have is taking 2 Cowboys with you. Yes, this does sound a bit strange. By using 2 Cowboys as squires, those Cowboys can share the king by carrying them one after another. By carrying them once and then the other Cowboy lassoing them whilst they're on the shoulder to their shoulder, the hunter won't know where the king is, and also they will be able to block a couple of hits as well. Another strategy for Cowboy is to use Cowboy not as a defensive character, but as an offensive, as I mentioned before. Instead of going and protecting your king, you should go and harass the enemy team by using your lasso to either grab the king and carry them towards your knight, or to harass squires and stop them from stunning your knight. This strategy is especially strong when the enemy king is on the chair and there are squires trying to rescue them. You can help your knight camp the chair by using your lasso to quickly grab squires that approach the chair and bring them towards the knight to be able to be knocked down or at least delayed. Cowboy can also be used to grab the king through a window, especially in places like in Sacred Heart with the birdcage. You can lasso someone into the building and then the hunter needs to go around the building to be able to get inside. This will give your king a lot of time to get ready, possibly even to heal up. You can use Cowboy to also counter Wildling, because Wildling is one of the strongest kings in this game mode, due to the fact that Wildling can use his boar and can eat a lot of hits from your hunter. By using your lasso, you quickly can grab him off the boar, putting his boar into cooldown, making him vulnerable again. Let's talk about Prospector now. His magnets function in a similar way to Cowboy's lasso in the way that they can affect both teams, not only your team. But not only does it affect the squires and the king, but it can also affect either your hunter or the enemy hunter. Prospector works very good against enemy teams that have lots of stunners, because most of the time you'll find that your hunter or your knight is being stunned by the enemy team by, for example, an enchantress or maybe a coordinator. You can cancel all of these flare guns and all of these stuns by using your magnet on your own hunter. This will interrupt the stun animation, effectively freeing him from the animation, putting him quickly back into the fight. Prospector can also do a similar thing to Cowboy in the way that he can move around the enemy squires and king. He can use his magnets to quickly push the enemy king towards your knight or the squires away from the hunter, meaning that they don't get to stun him or at least assist the king in any way. There is one interesting trick that you need to practice to be a very good prospector in this game mode, and that is being able to attract teammates or enemy teammates to a second floor. Now, by using your magnet and throwing it down below and somebody else picking up that magnet below, you can attract that person up onto the second floor. This can happen, for example, in Sacred Heart Hospital. You could use this maybe to bring up your king who is running down at the bottom and you want to attract them to the second floor, delaying the enemy knight even more because now they need to enter inside of the hospital and go up the stairs. Or you could use it on your knight to help them to get up to the second floor once you know that their target is on the second floor with you. Let's get into some of the random team compositions and team strategies. First, we have Doctor and Seer. Similar to the way that Barmaid could be protected by Seer whilst they are healing, Doctor also needs time to heal. So by using your Seer Owl to protect the Doctor can heal themselves from the hit that they just took, again giving them more lives and more time. Another strategy is Mercenary, Gardener and Enchantress. Looking at this team composition for the first time, you might not see what the strategy is. But this strategy really does rely on taking as long as possible and delaying the hunter from actually chairing, and even if they do manage to chair, delaying it even more from then on. Mercenary is both durable and also really good on the chair because of his long delay. By having his ability to be able to take a hit and continue kiting, you're giving your team's knight enough time to maybe bring down the enemy king as well. Even if the mercenary does get knocked down, now the gardener's job is to break the closest chairs to where that mercenary got knocked down, and the enchantress has to delay the hunter whilst they do that, possibly giving the mercenary enough time to struggle free, or if they get chaired, because of mercenary's chair buff and also gardener's buff that she gives to the chair once she's broken it, the hunter now can't do anything, waiting for the mercenary to actually die on the chair, again giving more time to your knight to be able to take down the enemy team. This strategy really does focus on delaying, and it does take a lot of team coordination, but can also be a very strong strategy, especially if you know that your knight just needs a little bit more time. Wildling can be used with any type of squires. Wildling is definitely the strongest king, or one of the strongest kings in this game mode, due to the fact that he can tank hits. But not only this, he can also buy Dublin or get Dublin from one of his teammates to be able to heal up whilst he is on his boar. Now, when he is hit by the knight, his healing does not get interrupted as long as he's on the boar, meaning that he can eat 2 hits before he is vulnerable. This will give him more than enough time to heal, and he'll be completely fine. I feel like there are more team compositions and strategies that I'm missing. If I'm missing any, please tell me down in the comments below. And if you found this information useful, please give this video a like, and subscribe if you'd like to learn some more tips, some tricks, and maybe some information that you didn't know about Identity 5. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.